Welcome, welcome. Just a quick reminder in case you didn't read the title. This is days 11 through 20, so if you missed the first 10, you're probably going to want to go check those out. By now, you've probably realized that none of my dinos have names. Well, to start off the next 10 days, I spent a little while naming them. The American way, of course. AS Val, M1 Garand, TKB 011, AKS 74U. Daewoo K1, Perino, Model 1908, Tango 51, BFG 50, and last and certainly least, Type 73. Sorry guys, I can't hear you over the sound of freedom ringing out from my base. Okay, enough with naming creatures. I need to tame a high-level Rex. I still have 90 days left, but I'm going to be breeding my Rexes, and breeding is slow. Real slow. Especially if I'm trying to get mutations. Mutations are complicated and take a while to explain. I mean, just look at this. It's a 2-hour-long video. I'm not explaining all that. Anyway, I made some supplies to build a cage for the Rex and got to searching. It should also be noted that I was also searching for high-level Megatheriums, Utyrannuses, and Brontos. Which is what I did for the rest of the day, and the following 2 days. During that time, I also looted some drops, made fur armor so I could finally unlock the snow biome. What else did I do? Oh, yeah, I killed an Alpha Rex, man, that's pretty much it. I mean, I also got a few resources from the cold biome, but, that's not really important. Finally, on day 13, I found a level 104 Rex, and it was a male, which is a good thing for breeding. I really wanted a level 120, but I've been searching for 3 days now, so I don't really care. I knocked it out, got some mutton for it. Mutton is basically the premium version of prime meat. And then I tamed it, but I don't have the recording of me taming it because I went to restart my recording and turned it off, but then forgot to turn it back on until pretty much day 15. So let me just give you the rundown of what happened on day 14. I finished taming the Rex, got a female Rex. Yeah, the female Rex is a low level, but that's just how breeding works. I'm not going to explain it. After I got the Rexes, I made a fabricator, generator, 3 AC units, and began hatching the eggs, which is about when the film picks up again. To finish up day 14, I farmed. Day 15, I made more cage supplies because I was going to be taming every female Rex I met today. Though, just because I made these cage supplies doesn't mean I'm going to use them. As it turns out, it's not very difficult to tame Rexes without a cage. Oh, if you see any of my equipment changing throughout the video, it's probably just because I'm killing alphas. I'm not gonna mention every time I kill an alpha. I think I killed like 10 just today. Back at base, my first egg had hatched. It was a female, which is good, and it got the good damage and HP stats. So in this case, its level doesn't really matter. I had a few female Rexes now, but I wanted to try and get 2 more, which I was able to do. I also looted my first Ascendant red drop. It wasn't great. Hold up, wait a minute. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I know you forgot. Oh, I bet you didn't do it yet. Don't skip through this. Go click those buttons. Come on, they're right there. Yeah, I bet you did it now.
Daddy gets.
Alright, now you can enjoy the video.
I found another Alpha Rex, which dropped some pretty cool things. My Rex army was growing a lot, but not fast enough. After culling the weak babies, I set out to tame more female Rexes. I would be expanding my army at a rapid pace. Deep in the snowy region of the island, resting atop a hero's grave, I stumbled upon a different creature. A Carcharodontosaurus. This was my first time seeing one, so I tested if my Archie could kill it. It could not. I found a cool sword and a purple drop though, and a bit later I avenged my Pterodon by taking out a Rhinognathia. Day 17 was kind of boring, I guess. I farmed some materials and tamed more Rexes. I also built an Ovis cage so I could get mutton whenever I wanted, because Ovis are kind of rare, and they spawn on the other side of the map most of the time. I haven't found one near my base. I guess I killed some penguins too. It was a pretty boring day. Day 18 was much more interesting though. I found a Giga right beside my base and decided to tame it. I had built huge stone gates to trap it in, and all that was left was just to lure it over. Luring it over wasn't particularly difficult. It hit my RG a few times, and it does a lot of damage. Trapping it was a lot more difficult than luring it over, though. I almost died quite a few times. This level 36 was absolutely not worth my life, but I kind of didn't care, and I just wanted to tame a Giga. In the end, I did manage to trap it, and as a plus, none of my tames died in the process. Knocking it out was going to be a breeze, or I thought it would be until a Rex interrupted me. It's okay though, I could just knock it out from on top of the mountain. I'm like 100% sure he can't hit me from... Okay, I almost just died. If I wasn't wearing my armor, or I had been hit forwards, that would have been it. Back to knocking him out the safe way. My Ovis trap came in handy pretty much right away, because I killed the Ovis I had in there to tame the Giga. I dubbed him Glock 19 and took him out for a quick test. His stamina was really low, and leveling him up basically does nothing, but he is still the strongest creature in my base, for now at least. To finish off the day, I set up a farm. Day 19 started off like any other day in ARK. I needed some wood, so I brought Val out to carry the wood and Tango 15 to farm it. It was just supposed to be a simple trip, but that's how all tragedies are. After I finished farming the wood I needed, I went to get Val, but I had left him on passive. I watched him get torn apart. I was so close, yet it just wasn't meant to be. That was a crushing blow, though. Val was my most useful tame. Now I have to spend the rest of the day taming a new RG. Luckily, I found a level 112 nearby pretty quickly. Maybe Val dying wasn't such a bad thing. This RG was going to turn out to be a higher level after all. I knocked it out and went to grab it some prime meat. When I came back, I noticed that I had ruined its taming effectiveness. My last arrow had hit it right after it fell asleep, and now I have to tame a new one. But day 19 was already over. This means I'm going to have to waste 2 days taming a new RG. I was really just praying that day 20 would go smoothly at this point, and it seemed like my prayers were answered. I found a max level 120 RG. Absolutely perfect. I'm not taking any chances with this one. I lured it all the way back to base, a nearly 10-minute journey. It was worth it though, because I trapped it on a plateau nearby and knocked it out. Now, nothing could ruin the tame, except for me. But I didn't ruin the tame this time. All I had to do now was get it mutton. Oh yeah, I finished taming the RG from earlier as well. It was useless if my 120 tamed, but if by some miracle it died, I would have a backup. Luckily though, everything went smoothly. A perfect tame, max level 120 RG. This was going to be such a helpful dino. And its stats were actually really good too. It had 50% of its points in melee damage. That's really good. I named him Anti-Aircraft, though I guess that isn't really a gun. In the end, despite Val's death, I gained something better. Rest in peace, Val. You weren't the first to die, and you won't be the last. Oh, and also I'm not going to make you a grave because I'm lazy.
Thanks for watching all the way through. If you made it to this point, go ahead and comment. Anyway, days 21 to 30 will be out next week on Saturday, and I'm working on another video right now, as well as a few other things that should be releasing soon-ish. I guess we'll see. Well, anyway, I'll see you guys around.